Keep your men out of sight. We don't want to spoil our trap, do we?
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir. I mean, yes to the first part and no to the second part, sir.
Shut up. Just do as I say, you idiot.
Good afternoon, agents. This LP of No One Lives Forever will self-destruct in 29 minutes.
Excuse me. I have a very fine monkey for you. Only $20 American. Sorry, I don't want a monkey. What do you mean? I don't want a monkey. Why not? Because I don't like monkeys. Now get that filthy beast away from me. Are you insulting my monkey? I'm sure it's a perfectly excellent monkey, but I don't want it. Now please leave. I'm very busy. $10. No, I wouldn't want the dreadful thing even if it were free. Free? You want my children to starve? If they're hungry, I suggest you feed them the monkey. This is a valuable monkey. My wife would kill me if she knew I was offering it to you so cheap. You don't seem to understand. I don't want a monkey. Infidel.
What kind of crazy man doesn't want a monkey? That's uncalled for. That's the dum-dum bullets at work causing a bleed effect. I'd take you, monkey. Don't believe what the other guy says. So yeah, that's actually the effect of the dum-dum bullets at work. Sometimes it'll cause a little bit of a damage over time effect on enemies, not just you. It will cause you to bleed through your body armor, which has actually killed me on this level before because of, well, something I'll point out when we get there. You may notice you can hear a lot of footsteps, and a lot of people going, hello. This is to sort of give you an idea of, well, you know, there's always people around you. And sometimes you'll have the opportunity to be stealthy about it. And sometimes you won't. I can't always guarantee where a firefight is and is not going to happen, so I can't say for sure I'll be getting all the dialogue, but I'll be doing my best to get most of it. For instance, inside this room here is a French maid, and she says wee wee and all things like that. But, well, because of the little gunfight, she's a little too frightened to talk. And that's unfortunate. You might notice there seems like there's a little bit of a, how to describe it?
Can't even get decent reception in this place.
The guns seem like they're a little wide, I guess you'd say. This is a side effect. That was the sound of a guy discovering a dead body. But yeah, the gun's looking a little wide is a side effect of some of the graphics work I'm doing. To get this game to run in widescreen requires it to run at resolutions it was never really built to work at. And, well, it shows.
I haven't seen you around. I would definitely remember.
What did I tell you about flirting?
I wasn't flirting. I was just making an observation.
Oh, horse pucky.
I'm serious. Come on, honey. You're the only flower in my garden.
I'm not falling for that. You're sleeping on the floor tonight.
What? Why?
I'm not speaking to you.
Ah, come on. Don't start that again.
I'm not listening to you.
Fine. Have it your way. A little silence might be refreshing.
It's so nice to come to Morocco for a lovely getaway, only to have a little bit of a marital spat. I mean, that's why I go to Morocco.
This stupid machine took my change.
How terrible. Shoot, I'm never going back to Morocco again.
Mr. Volkov said the girl will be here soon.
How will we recognize her?
You didn't see the photograph on the bulletin board?
What photograph?
Mon Dieu!
I'm sorry, nobody told me.
Mr. Volkov was very specific at the meeting this morning. He said, be sure to study the photograph on the bulletin board. If you fail to recognize her, I'll assume something is wrong with your eyes and remove them for you.
I missed the meeting. I had to drop my daughter at school. I don't want him to scoop out my eyes.
I have no sympathy for you. You knew this was an important mission. You should have made other arrangements for your daughter.
Can you describe the girl for me? What color is her hair?
Why should I tell you? It would serve you right to have your eyes gouged out with a rusty spoon. You need to learn to prioritize.
Please, I beg you. Is she young or old? How does she dress?
She's 50 years old and wears a suit of armor.
I don't believe you.
She just turned 14 and she runs around in a bath towel.
Curse you! May all your sons marry camels!
If you must curse someone, curse yourself. There are a lot of people who would kill to have this job. You should take your work more seriously.
Please, just tell me what color her eyes are. Blue? I'd kill every woman with blue eyes that I see. Brown? Green?
I have to get back to my post. See you later. If you have eyes.
Ah!
Harm, a family company. Good news, guys, I found her. So, anyway. More often than not, there's also going to be some pretty sneaky pieces of intel around, too. And one of them is right here, and if you're not careful, you can accidentally jump over the sledge and into the ground, and that will leave you with one sliver of health. And if you're left with one sliver of health, one dum-dum bullet will kill you. What? No, like I said, I don't know this from experience. Remember what harm stands for. What does harm stand for? Well, we'll find out eventually, right? Something else worth noting is that every time you switch to a weapon, it'll usually automatically equip your dum-dum rounds. Not sure why that is. Not sure if you can change it either. But it's not terrible. Oh, and that's so sad. Martha had just written a letter downstairs saying that this is like her second honeymoon, but looks like Clark has been a spy this whole time. Oh, marital bliss.
Would you care for a frosty beverage?
No thanks. Perhaps later.
I agree. So this is what I was mentioning earlier. Sometimes this rifle doesn't kill people on the first shot. Something they explain in the tutorial, if you're still going through and using all the gun range options. They explain that the rifle actually uses a 45 ACP cartridge, which, it's not great for a rifle.
What do you have in mind?
Something quiet and romantic. It's for our anniversary.
Well, in that case, perhaps Azru might just be the ticket. It's quiet and less touristy than Fez.
That sounds marvelous. Do you have any brochures?
Sure, here you are.
Thank you.
Unfortunately for this guy, Evil is just not allowed to take vacations. Unless they're to hell. Normally I'm used to a guy coming down that hallway, but this game definitely does a pretty decent job of randomizing its enemy placement, and also the intel placement sometimes. There we get a little bit of backstory on possibly Kate Archer, mentioning that it seems like her whereabouts for a certain time period were also, coincidentally, when a cat burglar known as the Fox was active.
Any sign of her yet?
Nope.
Damn, I gotta pee.
Well, go then.
What if she shows up while I'm in the restroom?
Good point. Can you hold it?
I guess so.
You can hold it in hell. This briefcase is pretty interesting. Holds a rusty spoon, a tattered detective novel, and an eye patch. I think this one probably belonged to Volkov. Considering, well, everything.
I want to get out and see the Medina, but it's so hot outside.
Oh yes, the heat. Terrible. Madame Sasha. This is actually the second time that name has come up.
I wanted to go to France, but Clark insisted on coming to Morocco.
This vacation is exactly what I needed.
Oh my, is this Clark and Martha? Oh, how tragic.
Look out for the bullets! Rain is falling, everyone down!
Look out for the bullets. Always good advice.
Get back here!
I'm a little bit surprised that these guys are actually, well, sort of uncowering. Normally, I don't know. I haven't gotten a real handle on how the NPC dialogue works
They're
just
too
yet.
late for the seminar. They've already locked the doors. I'd rather sit by the pool anyway. I'm going up to my room to change.
Normally, if there's gunfire near them, they'll never come up out of their crouch, and sometimes they do. I don't know. The scripting's a little... nah. Something worth... yeah, and see, they're back to countering again. I don't know. Anyway, something worth mentioning is this game does take place in 1967, so that's neat.
Those goons in the hall act like they've never seen a woman before. Which goons did you mean? The creepy-looking guys in front of the conference room. They must have been too late to get into the seminar. Can I ask a favor of you? What kind of favor? I don't want to be hassled by those guys. Would you be a dear and distract them for me? No problem. I like the attention anyway.
Wow, those legs go all the way up.
Buzz off, boys. I don't waste my time with libertines.
Really? Why not?
Look at you. You're crass and immature.
That's not true. I'm just honest. Any man who could look upon you without being moved to lust is only half a man. Or maybe only a third. It's hard to say.
I agree.
Well, there are socially acceptable ways of expressing desire. Wolf whistles and lascivious comments aren't among them.
What do you recommend?
You might try compliments. I don't know, something like, "My, you look lovely," or "You have such pretty eyes." A warm, full smile is always good.
Okay, let's pretend you're just walking by for the first time.
Sure.
All right, here I go. Excuse me, miss.
Yes?
I just wanted to tell you how enchanting you are. If it were within my power, I would reach up to the heavens and pluck the finest star from the firmament as a gift for you. Although I fear such a jewel would not sparkle brightly enough to equal your beauty.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
As much as I hate to interrupt this little meet cute.
I do not like getting shot at!
That's unfortunate that you don't like getting shot at. Sounds like you should have picked a different line of work. In hell! Anyway, that will actually just about do it for the first little leg of this mission. Really, now all we have to do is head to the lobby and meet up with Bruno.
Late, as usual. I was beginning to worry.
You always worry.
Can you blame me? You're like an errant child.
And you're like a fussy aunt.
You could at least leave my gender intact.
A fussy uncle, then.
Thank you.
I'm having fun.
I can see that. But don't get reckless. We're not out of danger yet.
I know, this place is crawling with thugs.
Damn! How did they find us? We've been betrayed. It's the only explanation.
Are you sure you weren't followed?
Yes, positive.
If they know about the hotel, they'll probably be waiting for us at the coast.
We'll have to risk it. If we aren't aboard the Abigail when she sails, we'll have to get out of Morocco on our own.
Or you could stay here. Permanently.
Volkov! Get down, boys, go!
I have dreamed about this day for 6 years.
Bruno!
I only regret I do not have time to make your demise more eventful.
After him.
This is all my fault. If you hadn't been worrying about me, he never would have got the drop on you.
Silly girl. Worrying about you is all I have left.
Don't say that.
I've always had plenty to die for. You've given me something to live for.
Then live.
In your memory, perhaps.
Bruno!
The girl's in the lobby. Kill her.
But why didn't you kill her, Mr. Volkov?
I meant to, but my hunger for revenge distracted me. Let that be a lesson not to be ruled by your emotions.
Excellent advice, sir. Well, I'll go shoot her now.
Make sure there are no witnesses.
You mean we should kill everybody?
First, kill everybody. Then destroy the hotel. Let our enemies search the rubble for answers. They shall find none.
Well, this escalated quickly. This is one final note from Bruno telling us about how sometimes you need gadgets that you find in later missions to get all the intel in a given mission. Like this book. Can't grab it yet. But something interesting Bruno said is that Kate's given him something to live for. Around the time he found Kate, he was devolving pretty badly into alcohol and kind of day by day. So she really got him back on his feet. Oh, by the way, we have a hostage situation on our hands now. No, he's probably not alright. Yeah, we have a hostage situation on our hands now. So, we're about to get pretty busy. Also, there are bombs. As I mentioned before, if there's not a specific time limit, you usually don't have to worry about the bombs. This is one of those situations. You will usually have plenty of time to figure out the bombs. Usually you'll be able to tell where the bombs are because they've got two guys planting them, one acting as a lookout, and the other one actually doing the business.
Who's that? Who's that? Thanks.
I'm not sure if it's possible to shoot the bombs, but I know I don't really want to find out. I figure I haven't used the revolver yet, may as well give it a shot. Briefly. It is a it's not a 6-shot revolver, it's only 5 shots, but, you know, it's not terrible. You keep enjoying that booze, buddy.
Saved my life.
I believe the revolver has a bit more stopping power than the pistol does, but it's nothing too noticeable.
Help me!
You can't hide from me, Volkov. I'll find you wherever you go.
Kill her, you incompetent fools!
And so Volkov is on the run. Or perhaps it's us that's on the run. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Granted, you know, being an evil organization, he has the requisite number of useless henchmen. But at the same time, well, we're only one woman. And it sounds like they probably know where we're going to be trying to go anyway, so really they have the ability to set traps all on the way.
Do not move. Still.
You may have briefly heard a little bit of a heartbeat noise there. That's the sound that dum-dum rounds make when they connect with you. It's not always noticeable, and not every enemy uses dum-dums, so it's, yeah, it's different.
I wouldn't give you a rotten fig for that disgusting animal.
Are you insulting my monkey?
I spit upon your monkey.
You are a horrible person.
I think the monkey's kind of cute.
What a rude dude. I spit on your monkey. Who says that? What kind of a monster is this guy? Jeez, just because he's a tourist, he thinks he can do whatever the hell he wants. Jeez. Anyway, it's unfortunate to hear that this vendor has still been unable to liquidate his monkey, so to speak. We can get a little bit of dialogue here, but you see sometimes guys will kind of put their hands up. That means that they're a little bit worried about you running around with the gun out, which is understandable.
Stay where you are, do not move. Stay where you are, do not.
I mean, if I saw somebody barreling down an alleyway at me with a gun, I'd be a little bit worried too. While they've briefly got their hands up, you do have an opportunity to put your gun away and let them calm down a bit, and then you can get some conversation from them. But this conversation wasn't really anything worth hearing. He was just... Kate asks him, "Did you see a big man with an eye patch run past here?" And he says, "Yes, he went that way." And, you know, of course, without helpfully pointing out any particular direction that Volkov may have gone. We've been hearing a lot about facility number 4529. I wonder if we might be going that way. A lot of things about an abandoned well. Well, it's nice to hear that Harm at least has a first-rate insurance policy. But, you know, it makes sense. And it seems as though Harm has also tried to recruit Agent Archer before, though it didn't quite work out. There's not too much more to see in this part of the marketplace. Really, all we have to do is just move on. But well, you know, I get a little bit sidetracked and find intel here and there. If finding intel does seem to get a little I don't know, in the way or distract from the gameplay, let me know. I can definitely cut down on it or possibly even cut it out.
Hello?
Hello?
You should probably stop ingesting hallucinogens. Who is here?
Am I just hearing things? Hello?
I must be seeing things.
I must be hearing things.
Who is here?
No one important. So now, one of the default weapons the game gives you for this mission, you can choose your equipment, is actually this pistol. And if you decide to take this pistol as your starting weapon, it'll come with a silencer. Otherwise, if you pick it up in the mission itself, it does not have the silencer. Normally, all my gunfighting would cause a lot more people to come running towards me. I'm also feeling apprehensive about this. Nice to hear I'm not the only one.
Get everybody down low! Freeze! I said to you, freeze! Hello? Freeze, I said!
We're on the home stretch, just a few more people to take out. And that is the last enemy for the level. At least as far as I'm aware. Could be I'm missing a side area that I'm just not aware of. But there is one more little bit of intel to grab if we decide to take a quick dip. There may be a faster way to get over here, but if there is, I'm not really aware of it. But if we swim along this little waterway, we'll encounter two little alcoves, or two little bridge sides. The first one doesn't have anything, but the second one has an ammo box and a set of blueprints. Property of Dumas Industrial Industries. I'm sure that's not important at all.
Huh? Who are you?
Good afternoon.
You're wasting your time. I won't talk. I have been trained to resist all forms of torture.
We'll see about that.
Do your worst.
I'm going to ask you nicely. Where can I find Volkov?
Nice try, but I'll tell you nothing.
I'll ask again. Where can I find Volkov?
And I'll say again, nice try, but I'll tell you nothing.
I'll ask you one last time. Where can I find Volkov?
What kind of two-dimensional halfwit do you take me for? You think I'll tell you something just because you asked me 3 times? I have a master's degree in economics from Princeton University. I'm not some idiot, you know.
You don't even know where he is, do you?
Yes, I do.
What was I thinking? Why would Dmitri Volkov tell a lackey like you where he was going?
Dmitri and I are very close. Very close.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't appreciate being called a lackey. I work very hard. It's not easy being a criminal, you know. There's a great deal of pressure.
Goodbye.
Wait, don't go. I don't know where Volkov is, but I do have something you may be interested in.
It should only take about 15 minutes to get to the airport.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Excuse me?
Not on your life, you scoundrel! I'm an American citizen! We have morals in America!
I don't understand what you're talking about.
This is unbearable! Pull over this instant! I'd rather walk to the airport than listen to this filth! I thought this was supposed to be a civilized country!